Sound Never Rest presents Detroit 67 by Stuart Cosgrove. Narrated by Kevin R. Free. Text copyright 2016 by Stuart Cosgrove. Published in 2016 by Berlin. Audiobook copyright by Sound Never Rest 2021. Heart and Soul. I want to acknowledge the help of those people who influenced Detroit 67, knowingly or otherwise. Most of all, my gratitude to the singers, songwriters, musicians, and activists who shaped the high point of 60s soul. Over many years as a journalist frequently writing about soul music, I have met and interviewed many of the central characters in this book, but would like to single out two. Mary Wilson of the Supremes, who I had the pleasure to interview at length live on stage at the Victorian and Albert Museum in London, and the late Jimmy Ruffin, who shared with me his personal family perspectives about his father and brother. His accounts of his early life in the Deep South were moving in the extreme. I have tried to be as objective as possible about an era of music that has been the subject of wild myth-making, and have tried throughout to see the complex events of 1967 in their context, rather than as a battle of good versus evil. Strange as it may seem, there are very few books that touch on the story of Motown that have not tried to take sides in the premature death of Florence Ballard. I have resisted taking sides and try wherever possible to see merit in all the key characters, even when their young emotions were driving them forward. In researching this book, I have been able to mine a wealth of primary resources. I acknowledge several academic institutions, including the Walter P. Reuther Library at Wayne State University in Detroit, which has a world reputation for labor affairs and industrial history. My thanks to the staff of my local library at the University of Glasgow in Scotland, who always made me warmly welcome. I drew heavily on the support of the staff and the primary sources of the Hatcher Graduate Library, who provided most of the newspapers of the time, and the Bentley Historical Library at the University of Michigan campus in Ann Arbor, Michigan, a specialist historical library which holds the Gordy family papers, the personal papers of Motown publicist Al Abrams.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?